2018 was a really productive year for me. I made a ton of progress towards my goals. I learned a lot about myself, and it's mostly because I was able to build habits that gave me velocity towards the things that were important to me. Unfortunately, I was really only able to maintain those habits for the first 9 months of the year because the last 3 months have been extremely disruptive, and so I'm completely off track, and today's video is about how I plan to get back on track. Hi, welcome to Better with Phoebe. I'm Phoebe and I make videos about the tips, tricks, tools, and techniques I use to get a little bit better every day. I hope this video about how to get back into a habit you fell out of helps you get a little bit better too. The first thing that I'm going to do is forgive myself for falling out of my habits. Habits really require a bit of continuity to your life for them to be really sticky, but life isn't always perfectly continuous. Sometimes there are disruptions, they happen. And when they do happen, it's really important to not fixate on the fact that a disruption got in the way of your habit, but to wake up in the morning, decide that you're gonna start fresh, because every day is a new opportunity to move forward. Next is reconnecting with your why. Building and maintaining habits is not easy. It's challenging, it requires effort, sometimes it requires sacrifice. But if your reason, your why, is clear and bright in your mind, it's a lot easier to make those sacrifices. For me, I set out at the beginning of 2019 to make it my most productive year ever. And that first 9 months of maintaining those habits, I can look back on that and really see the impact on my life. So that's my why. Having productive, organized mornings had a huge impact on my daily happiness and self-esteem, but most importantly, I felt far less regret in my life. And that is my why. I want to feel good about myself and my life and how I spend my time. I don't want to look back on how I spent it and feel like I wasted it. The next thing I'd recommend you do if you're trying to get back into a habit is to create an incremental plan that gets you from where you are to where you want to be. If there's a lot of distance between where you are and where you want to be, you want to give yourself some time to ramp back up. Otherwise, you're doing the habit equivalent of a crash diet, and crash diets always fail. There were 5 key elements to my super productive lifestyle: keeping my life organized, getting in regular activity, planning my meals, reducing distraction, and getting up early. But right now, I'm not really doing much of any of those. So if I tried to jump back into all of that, I probably wouldn't make it a day. So my plan is to just nibble at it. I've already started working on all of these things, but I'm hoping that in the next 6 weeks, I'll be completely back into the swing of things. That gives me plenty of time to fail and get back up, and also to ease back into it so I'm not doing that sort of habit crash diet thing that I mentioned earlier. If you're pushing yourself to do something challenging, you can only rely on 2 things: motivation and willpower. But motivation is unpredictable and willpower is finite. So if you have reliable systems and loops, they can help you recharge your willpower, manage it better, and give you more opportunities for spontaneous motivation to manifest. My task tracking app, Todoist, is the most powerful system for me. If I need to do it, it goes in Todoist. It keeps me organized and focused. I have a mental loop. Anytime I need to do something, if I think of something that needs to go on my to-do list, I automatically put it in Todoist and I don't have to worry about forgetting. I only have to manage my willpower so that it gets done. And I'm working on a video about how I use Todoist. Subscribe so you get notified when it goes up. As much as I love Todoist, I actually think the most powerful loop you can create for yourself is the habit of night prep. So taking a moment at some point in the evening to look at the day coming and figure out what you need for that day to be successful. It could be as simple as just setting your clothes out for the next day. Or if you have meetings or if you're going to school or work, making sure that you have all of the materials necessary for those. I love doing night prep. It makes such a huge difference in my morning. I feel like I have so much more time to work on things that are more important, and that I'm more relaxed and less stressed. Next up, predict and prepare for obstacles. The truth is, things are going to get in your way. Things are going to get in my way. That's just the way life is. But if you're willing to take an open and honest inventory of yourself and your life, you may find that many of these obstacles are predictable. Maybe you live with someone who isn't particularly supportive. Maybe you travel a lot. Maybe your schedule varies a lot from week to week. Maybe you struggle with distraction. Maybe you have a lot of priorities that are difficult to negotiate. All of these things are predictable obstacles, and if you can predict it, you can prepare for it. I know that there are 2 things that are most likely to distract me more than anything else. One is the other items on my to-do list, and the other thing is my phone. I have a tendency to jump from task to task without making too much meaningful progress on any of them, and I manage that by doing two things. First, if something pops into my mind as a thing I need to do, I have a very tight, very strong mental loop of putting that into my task management app, Todoist. The other thing is that I use task timers to really commit to working on a project for a certain period of time so that I can make meaningful progress on it before I allow myself to move on to something else. That's a predictable obstacle and a good preparation. So take that honest personal inventory, figure out what predictable obstacles you can prepare for, and forgive yourself in advance for the unpredictable ones that will undoubtedly pop up. I think we all share the challenge of being distracted by our phones. I have a video coming about all of the ways that I reduce phone usage and phone distraction, but as a sneak peek, two apps that really help me be less drawn to my phone are OFFTIME and Digital Wellbeing by Google. I have an Android phone. Digital Wellbeing limits apps individually, and OFFTIME locks you out of your phone except for essentials for a specific period of time. So if I want to spend no more than 30 minutes on Instagram per day, Digital Wellbeing helps me do that. And if I want to limit access to my phone for an hour so that I can work on editing a YouTube video, for example, OFFTIME helps me do that. This is the last one, Recommit Daily. No matter what, things are gonna happen. Don't worry about yesterday. When you wake up in the morning, commit to moving forward on the goals that are important to you. If you do that every day, you will make progress no matter what you're trying to do or where you are on your journey. If you want to get the most out of your precious time here on this beautiful planet, join the Better Crew by subscribing. If you're already on the Better Crew and don't want to miss an update, hit the notification bell or join my newsletter in the link in the description. That's it. Thank you so much for spending some of your precious time with me today. I'm Phoebe. This is Better with Phoebe. I hope you have a great day and an even better tomorrow. Until next time.